Please don't hate me. Hey plant fam, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jacqueline. This is my jungle, and I'm sorry if you can hear the microphone. My hair just loves to rub on it. It's really long, sorry. And yes, I colored it, and no, I'm not done. A little splotchy. Anyway, if you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. Today, we're doing something different. I'm not the only person who has done this, obviously, but I feel like we tend to just want to show our happy plants and the plants that are doing well and thriving and the plants that we're good at caring for. You know, I'm a little hesitant to show the ones that I murder. And I'll admit to like being at fault for some of these plants dying, but the plants I'm talking about today, I just can't help but feel personally victimized. They hate me. I don't know why they hate me. I love them. I give them everything they need. They just don't like me. So I'm gonna move this hair of mine out of the way. I'm gonna try not to ramble through this whole entire video. So I want to start with the plants that have kind of been baffling me the most lately, because if they're supposed to be really easy to care for, low light plants, that's why I got them. I enjoy the shape of the leaves and the variegation. This is my Syngonium something. It's burgundy. I don't know the name of it, but like, look at it. You see, it's only got a few big leaves left, and then the rest of it's just like, they dry up so fast. I think the problem with this one might honestly be that I'm not watering it enough. I got this at Whole Foods for like $2.99. I got it a while back. You could see the video. I filmed it. If it really needs like more humidity and more water, like, I don't know, girl, like, I'm not gonna water you every 3 days. Like, that's just aggressive. I like plants that dry out and like to be dry because I don't like to water my plants every 3 days. So I was doing so well with it for a while though. I was like, oh, this is great. I love Syngonium. So I bought more. I bought more Syngonium. This one was really cute. Like, look at the variegation on this leaf. And same thing, the leaves, the big leaves keep dying back, and I get all this like little new growth in here. This one is from Home Depot. It's a berry illusion, and it is really stinking cute and really dry, and I just watered it. And then I got this one as well recently. It's the white butterfly, and this one is my favorite, and I wanted this one for a while. I just really like the color and the variegation on these leaves, but same thing, these leaves down here, they die, and then I get new ones. I know a lot of people tend to keep these in terrariums, so that leads me to believe that they either want more humidity or more moisture in general, like watering them more often and not letting them get super dry. And I'm not doing either of those things. So I don't like plants that need to be watered all the time. I had a Fittonia like 6 months and it was fine. She would get really droopy and dramatic, and I would water her like every couple of days because she was right there in front of my face, so it was hard to miss. And eventually one day I came in and she was just completely wasn't coming back. I waited too long. And they can handle it, I guess, a little bit, but if you continually wait too long to water your plants, eventually they just kind of are like, I'm over it. I'm done with this life. You make me not want to live anymore. These plants make me feel like such a bad plant parent. All right, so the next plant that hates me, shocker, string of bananas. Now this one's pretty long, actually. Don't know if you can tell. but also, listen, I know that they need top-down light and that this is why this happens. Have it hanging in a window where it gets top-down light, but apparently it's not enough. And where am I supposed to put you? I can't put you under a grow light because look at how long you are. This is my second string of bananas. This happened to the first one, and eventually it just started to die all the way down. This also had some mealybugs on it. I'm on the verge of might just throw this out or chop it right here. It's got tons of aerial roots. I don't know if you can tell on some of these vines. They just want to live. They want to live. See those aerial roots coming out? So I don't know if I want to chop them and maybe stick them in a little propagation box, because I actually started a little propagation plastic bag because I don't have a container tall enough for the plants that I put in there. But I'm going to show you guys that in another video. So I've only ever propagated in water and soil, so we're trying it in moss in a bag, and we're going to see what happens. I'm thinking if that's successful in the next couple weeks that I may just chop this and kind of do something similar, because I have never been successful propagating these in water before. That's not the only string that hates me. I've had string of pearls countless times and they've hated me. I decided to get another one recently. You see it? And this one is pretty happy. I have it in this cute little, it's a magnet. I got this at Home Depot. It is adorable. It was like $2, $3. My shelves have metal on the sides, so I have this hanging under a grow light, and it's getting, it's attached to the thing under the grow light, so it's getting top-down light, and it seems pretty happy. It's got lots of little new growth coming in over here. So I feel like this one might live. This one might not hate me. So apparently, string of bananas and pearls and what have you are not the only strings I struggle with, if you haven't noticed. This string of hearts that's been sitting next to me. So a while back, I did a shop with me where I found string of hearts in Home Depot in these containers for $5.99 or something like that, and I brought them home and I repotted them, and you guys really like that video. A lot of people still watch it. Unfortunately, those strings didn't quite make it. I think one strand right here is from that original plant that survived. I repotted it. It was thriving. It was doing so well, and then all of a sudden it just shriveled up and died. So I don't know why. I wasn't watering it much because you're not supposed to. I've been bottom watering them because that's what I'm told to do with these things. And this new one is definitely a lot happier because obviously I replaced them. I went back and got more. And this one's really, really long. But it's just this one vine that's really, really long. And a few others that are starting to grow. I bought 2 of them. And this one just has the one. So there was some webbing in here. I don't know if there were spider mites. That was the original reason why I repotted the ones that I got in that first video. And I guess I didn't let them, I don't know, apparently their roots don't like to be touched. So when I got these, I was like, I'm just going to treat them in here and leave them alone. So I sprayed them with my solution. I washed them, and I've been leaving them alone. And they're right in my Hoya window, pulled back a little bit. So these can stand more direct bright light apparently though. So this one's a little bit closer to the window. It might be why it's thriving more than this one. If you guys have any care tips, please let me know. This is in my Hoya window right here, which is southeast, which is why it's shining so brightly on me right now, because it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, if you have any care tips, help a sister out because I love these. Like, who doesn't love these? Okay, so this next one I don't have anymore, but pretty much all ficus hate me. Saddens me to my core, to be completely honest with you, because I love ficus and I just want it to love me back, but I don't know why it doesn't. So I had a Ficus lyrata, or a fiddly fig, that I got at Trader Joe's for like $10. I don't know if I might have filmed that. If not, it was in like a plant haul a while back. But I named him Fredward, and I loved him, and I put him in a spot, and I didn't touch him because that's what people told me to do. And I didn't realize that he needed like way more bright light than where he was, and he just one by one, the leaves just... And I had a Ficus elastica burgundy that just kind of did the same thing. But I had it in a window where it was getting bright light, so that one I didn't understand. That one I think may have actually come to me unhealthy already from the nursery that I got it from. I don't shop at that nursery anymore because I have yet to be successful with any of their plants. So when I saw this plant, am I in focus? Sorry, I was out of focus. Anyway, when I saw this plant, it was right before quarantine. It was right before Rosedale closed, which is my favorite local nursery, in case you didn't know. And I've seen this plant a billion times, but for some reason, this one really stood out to me. And I was like, okay, girl, we're going to do it. We're going to get one more ficus, and we're not going to murder it. This is my Ficus elastica Taneki. Oh, that's the wrong side of the leaf. And I don't know, I see these, like I said, all the time, but for some reason, this plant in particular really spoke to me. I loved the variegation on these big leaves here. This one is a new leaf that's come in since I've gotten it. This was the last new leaf that was on here when I bought it. It's got another one coming in right here. I don't know if you could see. So this is in my southwest window, so it's getting lots of sun and it's loving life. So the next plant that I no longer have, because they hate me, are ferns. So I had a beautiful blue star fern and it was happy. I was trying to give it humidity in the bathroom, and then I got lazy and it kind of just got crispy. So I put it outside and was kind of like, live or die, buddy. I'm over you. You don't look cute anymore. You just kind of bring me down when I look at you. It died because your girl put it in direct sun without thinking. Just plopped it outside without realizing that it would be in direct sun. And it doesn't want to be in direct sun because the leaves are pretty fragile on ferns, or blue star ferns anyway, because they have like that lighter, like powdery green, sage, silvery leaf that I like. I don't think any of that made sense. So I really like this plant and I killed it. It didn't love me back. But then I also had, what was it? I got at Whole Foods a bird's nest fern, and those are supposed to be really easy and not want as much humidity as other ferns. Yeah, that one didn't like me either. We don't do ferns anymore. If you watch any of my plant shopping videos, you would know that. I go through the fern section and I'm like, they're beautiful. I love how like Jurassic they feel. They really are one of the oldest plants, genus of plants that's existed on the earth. So I like the vibe of ferns. I like how they make the room feel like a jungle, like you're in Jurassic Park almost. They don't like me back. They really don't. So there's nothing I can do about it until one day I have like a dedicated plant space for my humidity hose, because while we're here, we might as well mention that Calatheas and I also don't get along, and I have one little baby cutting of Maranta left that I'm afraid to even put in soil. It's just chilling in water and it seems happy there, so I'm like afraid to put it in soil because it'll probably die, because they hate me. or they hate my environment at least. I don't have humidity in here. I mean, it's humid now because it's the middle of the summer, but in the winter it'll go back to being not humid at all. So yeah, I think that's it. No. Certain types of Haworthia. Haworthia are supposed to be so easy, right? They're weird. So I buy them. And I've had like 4 of them literally just one day they're fine, and then the next day they're just like. So my theory is that they prefer to be watered more frequently than other succulents, because I really don't water my succulents like hardly ever. That's the only logical thing that I can come up with, is that maybe they want to be watered more frequently than the rest of my succulents. And if that's the case, then I don't know. I don't know if I can be bothered with that, because I just kind of water them all at the same time and then I forget about them for like an embarrassingly long time. But listen, they survive. If you want to be a plant and you want to live in this jungle, it's a live or die situation. You are going to live in the conditions that I provide for you or not. I'm a little lazy, and I'll admit to that, but that's why I like plants that don't need like tons of care. I love my pothos. I love my, look at my Curtisii, it's like blowing up. I love my Hoya. I love philodendron. All those, they don't need my ZZ. I love my ZZs. So my snake plants, cacti, they hardly need water. So if I'm not so obsessed with the plant and so in love with it and really want it to thrive and grow, like I'm genuinely going to forget about it and not water it and not take care of it properly if it needs special care. Does that make sense? I stick to the plants that like to get dry and like to be a little neglected. And that's okay, because they like it too. They don't want you to touch them all the time. So easy peasy, not so easy peasy. Although so far this has been easy. I'm rambling. I want this to grow into a tree one day. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Let me know in the comments below if you feel like you've ever been personally victimized by one of your plants. You just gave it all the love and all the things that you thought it needed, and in return, it gave you nothing. It gave you a pot with a dead plant in it and a sad day because you have to throw it out. If you guys liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that nonsense, so you don't miss any more of my plant shopping, because there's a lot of plant shopping going on lately. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.